I would emphasize that the actual concern about these data centers should be what they're building inside of them, what they are using these data centers to power, because they're using that to power the technology that ultimately, at the end of the day, is designed to potentially replace humanity. And that is not hyperbole. They have said it themselves. Elon Musk, over 10 years ago, when he was more in the safety camp, said we could be summoning the demon with this technology. Jeffrey Hinton, the godfather of AI, said there's a 20 to 30% that this technology leads to human extinction. These are the folks building it. The ones who are most concerned are the folks who are leaving these companies, OpenAI, Grok, etc. They're leaving the companies and saying their safeguards are not in place, and they're sounding the alarm. I think like if you are a Christian or a believer or any person of faith working in these tech companies, and look, I know there are some out there, but as it relates to Silicon Valley, like our belief system is not super prevalent there. So the folks who are building this technology, it is not coming from a Christian theological perspective, right? To honor and glorify God in all that we do. There's a real difference between those of us who are motivated by the desire to honor the Lord. That's not what we're seeing coming out of these companies. And so while, of course, I recognize that there are people of faith, the folks who are leading the technology that are building these platforms, building these systems, I think there's a real disconnect, which is why this effort, Faith Leaders for Secure AI, is so important, that faith leaders stand up and say, wait a minute, there's a concentration of power, and that power is being held by people who don't just not share our beliefs. In many cases, they're vehemently opposed to it. They're pushing the idea of transhumanism. They're pushing the idea of the systems are greater than humans. This is a problem. And I just think, we have to glorify God by fighting on behalf of him and fighting on behalf of humanity, because our children, our grandchildren, and for generations to come are depending on us. The time is now.